Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, episode 15th May 2019. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Peddlers Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. My name is Sean.
And I'm JK.
This week in SMW, Facebook co-founder called for Facebook to be broken up. Zuckerberg disagrees that it needs to be broken up, of course.
Sure.
Yeah. Facebook unblocks some blockchain ads. LinkedIn transforming into recruitment powerhouse. Instagram separates new and old likes. Shows unfollow stats. Back to our stories. Facebook co-founder called for Facebook to be broken up. It wasn't only Elizabeth Warren who thinks Facebook needed to be broken up. Just last week, Chris Hughes, co-founder of Facebook, called for the company to be dismantled. He said that, quote, Mark may never have a boss, but he needs to have some check on his power. Mark is a good, kind person, but I'm angry that his focus on growth led him to sacrifice security and civility for clicks. Chris also went on to say that Mark has surrounded himself with a team that reinforces his beliefs instead of challenging them, possibly citing the departure of WhatsApp and Instagram CEOs that gave him autonomy of the company.
Quite delusional.
Yeah, in a way, right?
It's like, I'm the world now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So just to backtrack a little bit, who is this Chris Hughes? Chris Hughes was the guy who was in the college dorm room with Mark when they built Facebook together.
Oh, the Facebook. Right?
Yeah, the Facebook, the one in the movie. So he was the guy who left halfway, and Mark just completely took over the company.
Any reason why? Chris?
I think because Chris just thought, I've had enough of this, and
like, don't want to continue. I don't want to be publicized.
I don't want to continue. It has grown quite big. I'm happy with where we came and things like that. I guess some people are just not the type of people who like to build something so intricate. There are people who are builders, there are people who are maintainers. So some people like to build small stuff. Once it gets big and stable,
then
they get bored and then they go do something else. Yeah.
Okay.
So the case now is that Facebook now owns, technically monopolizes the entire social media platform, right? So you have Instagram, Facebook,
WhatsApp.
Two of the biggest social media platforms in the world are owned by them. And two of the biggest chat platforms, which are Messenger and WhatsApp, are also owned by them. And looking at this, I do agree that Facebook needs to be broken up because...
But what's the benefit of breaking things up together?
It creates competition.
Okay, got it.
That is, to me, that's the only purpose, right? Later on, we will discuss Mark Zuckerberg's argument that disagrees, which also makes sense. But despite it all, I think the fact that there is some form of competition, it lets people think that it lets the businesses not just think of their own pockets and their shareholders, but also what benefits the consumers.
And the world itself.
Yeah, and the world as a whole. Because at the end of the day, the consumers need to be the ones winning, not the shareholders and not them. And right at this point, Facebook is operating in such a way that they are only giving what the consumers are asking for, because they have reached a point where they are afraid that consumers might leave. But deep down inside, they know that consumers won't leave.
Yeah,
because they have nowhere else to go to.
Yeah, I mean, do you go to Snapchat? I mean, the only time I go to Snapchat because of the girl and the guy filter.
The girl and the guy filter, yeah.
The one I convert.
But you know how tragic is it?
Which one? The guy and girl filter?
The guy and the girl filter.
What?
Like, Snapchat took so much effort to build it, and these people created Snapchat. Downloaded Snapchat, created an account,
and posted on Insta story.
Posted it on Instagram.
I mean, sorry to say lah. And then they're quite sad, because
so tragic. My God, I feel so sad for Snapchat.
The moment they save the file, right, the watermark is it's even croppable.
Yeah.
So it's to the point where sad for you. You can't even promote yourself on IG.
Yeah, you can't even promote yourself. I think it's very sad. But I am a person who has been using Snapchat all the while, and the good news is I find that there are some people who started using Snapchat because of this. Maybe they are in a point where they are exploring it. whether they stay in Snapchat or not depends on how well Snapchat
More
can keep them
of
there.
whether their community or their group of friends plays
Are
Snapchat.
also in there, yeah.
Because you know, like the millennials, the younger generation one, they are all on Snapchat.
Yeah,
But my one, it's half Facebook, half Instagram.
yeah, mostly on Instagram.
Right, so let's go up to Zuckerberg disagrees that it needs to be broken up. In response to co-founder Chris Hughes' call for the company to be broken up, Zuckerberg said that he completely disagrees. He further notes that there needs to be a company that can invest billions building advanced tools and security to protect democracy and election. And if Facebook was broken up, so will the funds and the ability to fix the underlying problem. His argument essentially explains that breaking up Facebook will not unroot the problem, rather just address the symptoms. The best way to fix it is to allow Facebook with all its resources come up with a solution.
So in a way, I do agree with his argument because the problem with the whole democracy and voting and elections issue is now it has never happened before because we have never reached a point of this before, right?
Correct.
And in order to create a solid protection plan, in order to come up with a security system that is strong enough to go against it, you need funds. You need a lot of money. But I also believe that Facebook has never succeeded in doing this.
In the funds?
In the security part, in beefing up the security and protecting the consumers part. I don't think it's because they don't have enough money. I think it's because they are clearly not that interested in it.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, by the way, this is supposed to please the people with your project.
Yeah.
Let's just put 50% effort.
Yeah.
Kind of
I think they're just doing it just to remain, just so that they can keep us happy. But they're not really doing it because they want to. They want to
intention is
actually
not there.
help the community.
Yeah.
And I also believe that with the right people and the right minds, right, you don't need a lot of money to make things work. It has been proven before that smaller groups with smaller funding can do things, can move faster, can be more agile, and can actually create more amazing things than bigger companies.
True in a way, it's like places like Snapchat itself. Like it's small enough to sort of like create their own things because the management is small.
Yeah.
So decision making is fast also. Whereas Facebook, I guess it's like corporate and small company.
Yeah,
the difference of it.
that whole, like how a giant moves very slow and how a small little, smaller things move faster.
Right. It's a hierarchy of, I think it's a business like you need the big players and you also need the small players. If not, business won't jadi. It's like Bank Negara. You need Bank Negara.
Yeah.
Without Bank Negara,
but the Bank Negara is different because Bank Negara is governed by the government.
I mean
is
like
not private.
centralized lah. It's like for instance, you will see Facebook as the centralized social media.
So if you want that, if let's say if you were to argue that way, right, I would think that a government needs to be to be the overarching organization that controls Facebook. It cannot be fully privatized because if it's fully privatized, it will not.
It will not benefit.
Its only
the
profit
community.
its only benefit is money.
Yes, correct.
Right?
That
Profit
I agree.
and growth. So that becomes a problem because some companies will go to extents of foregoing ethics in order to make money. Like banks, financial institutions, all fall under the same category. They are all guilty for doing these kind of things.
Like profit over the real cost.
Yeah. Profit over cause. So I do think that in a way you do need some funds and some kind of the whole thing. You must come together in order to battle security problems and election fraud and all these kind of things. But I do think that if you have more players doing it, you can compete with each other and be able to come up with a better solution. Not all solutions are expensive lah. That's how I see it.
So if you're Zuckerberg, do you disagree or
Well, if I'm Zuckerberg, I will disagree and I will want to keep Facebook to myself because I built
my money.
It's in my interest, right?
Correct.
But if I have a shred of humanity in me, and I believe that if I understand how the market works, how businesses works, and how it is supposed to be for the betterment of consumers and not myself, I would agree to have it broken up. Because to me that is the only way to do it. The only way to move forward.
It's 好像走上一謀就做咗咁樣咯。
Yeah, lor. So you cannot hold on to the whole thing and then say that I take responsibility of doing it and I can do it at my own pace.
Yeah, when you're monopolizing it, right?
Yeah, when you're monopolizing the whole thing.
Alright,
Next up, Facebook unblocks some blockchain ads.
That's some thunder.
Yeah, that's a thunder. A year after blocking all blockchain related ads on their platforms, Facebook has started loosening the grip. Blockchain ads revolving education on events, industry news, or technology will now be allowed with the need for pre-approval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you still cannot sell and market things that are outside of these few categories: education, industry, or technology news.
Correct. But, what's the initial the initial purpose of blocking the blockchain?
Because it became too first of all, it became very cowboy in a sense that there is no regulation when it comes to money or financial institutions or anything that revolves around credits or money or currency, right? It needs to be governed by the central bank of that company, that country.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So what happens is that because blockchain was such a gray area, and they cannot be governed because nobody fully understood that blockchain did not follow a law because there was no law for blockchain.
Yeah, it's decentralized.
Yeah, it's completely decentralized. So the fact of decentralization is that nobody can govern it. It's good when it was good, in a sense that when Bitcoin was there, when Ethereum was there, it's good when it was good. But the problem is, then sprouted a huge bunch of hundreds and hundreds of all these small blockchain companies
coins.
Yeah, blockchain coins that God knows what it is, what it's supposed to do, what it's supposed to sell, whether or not it's a real registered coin, whether it holds any value or not. To be fair, even Bitcoin does not hold any intrinsic value. You cannot use it to feed a hungry person. It only holds like tradable, like what's that called?
Like collection like that.
Yeah, it's the value doesn't exist. It's just people playing with it,
Yeah,
and hoping that one day it can be converted into actual cash or converted into actual things that you can use, right? A currency, it's just a medium for exchange.
Yes.
If you cannot exchange anything with a currency, the
It's
currency is
useless.
not valid.
Correct.
So the problem with this is, when this whole thing was going crazy, Bitcoin was too expensive, everybody is trading madly and everything, Facebook just says, okay, we have no idea how this works. We don't want to scare our people. We don't want to get them all conned. We're just going to block all blockchain ads.
So because
across the board.
it violates the rule of what is it called, gambling, is it?
Yes, it can also violate the rule of gambling. Because it's so grey, right? As long as money is involved, you can do so much stuff with it.
Correct.
You can play with it, you can play games, and you can trade coins. So Facebook was like, you know what? We don't want
To associate with this
to
kind of
associate with this one. It's too scary. We will completely ban it until someone comes in, lays out a bunch of laws for us, and then we say, okay, now this can, those cannot. So now they have reached a point where the law has already been set. I mean, some part of it has already been set. Some regulations have been set, and they say, okay, fine. As long as it is on education and events, whether it's industry news or technology news, which is fair, right? Because it's just news.
Just knowledge.
It's just news and knowledge. Those are okay, but it still needs to be pre-approved.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, which is fair, because then that's good, because we're not talking about trading or selling or buy and sell or download an app for you to play with all
Yeah,
this.
we're just talking the existence of blockchain.
Yeah, we're just talking about the existence of it, educating people about it. That's fine.
Alright, next up, LinkedIn transforming into recruitment powerhouse. LinkedIn has been playing an aggressive catching up game since being acquired by Microsoft 3 years ago. Today, it has amassed over 20 million job listings and have around 600 million users apply for jobs 25 million times per week. Really?
25 million times per week. Imagine that.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Walao. Well, this employee moves around.
Yeah.
That explains the retention rate of employees.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So the next line is B2B marketers who left LinkedIn years ago due to its inactivity can seriously consider coming back to it. YouTube testing feature.
Oh, hold on. Wait. this is the next one which I did not highlight the last round.
Sorry, let me back it. B2B marketers who left LinkedIn years ago due to its inactivity can seriously consider coming back to it.
So
Yeah.
we remember that a few years ago we were quite heavily invested on LinkedIn, and we realized that LinkedIn was just all about people who wants to sell things to us and nobody wants to buy anything.
Yeah.
And it was only a small group of people centralized in some parts of the world that we are not part of, which was a bit of a problem. And then we left LinkedIn, and recently LinkedIn has been doing a lot of good stuff. They've been doing a lot of catching up. They bring in like live videos. They have new functions that can help share content better. They even have a blogging, like a medium,
like that.
a medium kind of platform, like a blogging platform where people can write stuff and post it out.
It's more businessy than social media-ish.
It's businessy, but it's also very professional, and it has all the functions that other social media platforms have. Because LinkedIn used to be very restrictive, like to a point where when you upload a photo, right, it must be of a certain dimension and a certain size.
So
That used to be the old
LinkedIn.
the old forum style kind of way. Now every social media is like, upload whatever you want, we will resize it for you.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So now they're moving forward. They even focus on videos and even live videos as well, which is very good. And since then, I think it's a very good thing that we are seeing a lot of recruitment happening in LinkedIn, which after reading this article, right, I think we should actually get into it and respark our LinkedIn
Get our graphic
account as
designer
well.
there.
Yeah, get our graphic designer from there.
Yeah, I mean 25 million times.
Yeah, and this is actually also especially because last 1 or 2 months ago, I realized that posting a job on Facebook, a paid advertisement on Facebook, cost at least 40 ringgit per day,
Wow. Okay.
as opposed to posting any other Facebook ad, which can go as low as 3 ringgit per day.
1 ringgit, sometimes
No, 3
0.01
ringgit. 3 ringgit per day is the minimum you need to commit.
Oh, okay.
So I think Facebook is really putting a lot of effort in pushing advertisement. But I think this 40 ringgit per day barrier is problematic, because first of all is, you ask yourself the question, right? How many people actually go to Facebook and look for a job
Correct. I mean,
as compared to LinkedIn?
yeah, it's like the platform itself, the nature is to socialize.
Yeah, it's to get
It's
away
not to
from work.
recruit.
It's to get away from work, not to get into work.
Correct.
So I think LinkedIn is a better platform when you talk about recruitment.
correct.
Yep. So I think we should try this out as well. It's very interesting.
But LinkedIn is more expensive, by the way.
It is more expensive, but even if I post organically on LinkedIn without advertising, right, I think I can get more people to see it, more interested people to see it,
You get
as
more
compared to advertising.
quality leads lah.
Quality leads, yeah, because they're already there professionally.
Correct. Alright.
Next up, YouTube testing feature that automatically generate 6-second ads from long videos. This is a good one. By using machine learning, YouTube says they will be able to cut long videos in the right spots into attractive 6-second clips for ads. This means we will not need to do it by ourselves anymore.
Yay!
The company agrees that it's still a hit and miss right now, but will get better the more the AI works. So I saw a few demos of this one that YouTube posted. There was one from Grubhub. There is a 13-second video, and then YouTube automatically cut the first half of it, and then use the second half, which is the more interesting half, and put it as a 6-second clip.
I see.
But I don't know if they are able to take a longer form video, like let's say 15-second video, 15-second to 30-second video, let's say, and cut different bits and put them in together. I don't know if they're able to do that.
Quite technical lah, because
Yeah.
this is about design and production,
Yeah.
outlook.
Yeah. So if imagine, let's say for example, imagine if the machine learning is able to identify frames and cut the frames.
Or compositions, like good compositions.
Yeah. And then not too much of the same thing. And then find a frame that has the logo, put the logo at the end. That kind of stuff, like they can, I think it would be
It will
quite
save a lot of
revolutionary.
Yeah, it will save a lot of post-production work.
Yes.
And a lot of people will become professional videographers
Yeah.
because the AI helps them.
Yeah. Well, it just not exactly the videographer part, but in the editing part. Only the
yes,
editing
yes,
part, because the video still needs to be shot,
Correct.
still needs to be created. It's the editing
post-production side.
post-production side. Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone's a professional videographer. It's like Instagram lah. Everyone takes good photos nowadays.
Yeah.
Right, next up. Instagram separates new and old likes. What? Shows unfollow stats. Why? So I can see who unfollowed me.
Yeah. No, well, how many people unfollow you? This is for business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Inshallah. The company has been testing small features where they separate new set of likes from the ones you've seen before. This lets businesses more easily track the latest activities at a glance. It has also included, in some beta accounts, the ability to track numbers of accounts that has unfollowed you. This will serve as a crucial business analytics both internally and collaborators. Why do they want to separate new and old likes? And what is the terms and conditions for new likes and what is the terms and conditions for old likes?
I suspect it will look like this. You know how Instagram now has this thing where you have now caught up with posts.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go on a post, those that you have seen before, they will draw a line. Because if you keep scrolling, let's say you go into Instagram, you keep scrolling, all the new posts, and then once it gets to the post that you have seen before, it will draw a line that says you're now all caught up.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's trying to do that so that when a business goes in and see how many likes they get on a post, right, they will get to know the last time they went and see it versus them doing it now. Are they over counting? Are they double counting the number of likes?
But isn't the updated notification is the new likes?
They will overlap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they will overlap. I think this will be a bit more of a problem if you have like hundreds of people liking your post on a daily basis. Then it becomes very complicating because you don't know which is which.
Correct. Yeah.
And there are also some people who like your old posts, which you don't know. There is that whole how many hours ago, 2 hours ago, 1 day ago.
Like it was, this post was 1 year ago and someone suddenly just liked the post.
Yeah, but the like happened like 1 hour ago,
I see.
20 seconds ago. But I think this one, I suspect that what it'll do is it will like tell you you're all caught up. So this is the below that line is where you check the last time, and above the line is the new set of likes.
Okay.
I suspect it's like that. Yeah.
Okay, but the unfollow stats is good lah. It's show
the unfollow
whether,
stats is good.
Yeah.
The demo shows that it appears in a graph along with the follows and likes and everything. So then you get to see how many people unfollow and when they unfollow. So you get to kind of know like because of what post they unfollow you.
Yeah, did your post piss them off?
Yeah, they did piss them off like what it did with one of our posts.
Like Facebook page like that lah.
Yeah. Alright, so that's all for Social Media Weekly episode 15th May 2019. Social Media Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly episode 15 May 2019. My name is Sean.
And I'm JK.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.